Hello, my name is Raul Vasquez. I'm a 22-year-old med student from Guadalajara, Mexico. I'm studying at the Universidad of Guadalajara. I'm a member of valedictorian MD since 2019. There will always be a tough question in your exam, even if you are doing step 1 or step 2 CK. And when we see these types of questions, many of us get frightened. This can make us lose valuable time, can break our nerves, and can even cause that we make more mistakes. But it's important, however, to highlight that much of the errors that we commit are actually careless mistakes. This highlights the importance of adequate reading, and that will be the first thing that we will talk about. In the exam, you will have 40 question blocks with 1 hour limit, which means that you have to answer every question in a maximum of 90 seconds. So what will you do if you have a long question? Here's the deal. If the question is long, go to the bottom. Read the last sentences of the question first, and that way you will be able to know what information you should be looking for. Then you can proceed to read the question and skip unnecessary details and gather the key points. The next step will be briefly looking at the answer choices. So that way you could set your brain into what system the question wants you to think of, or what kind of answers you should be looking for. Now, you should be aware about particular details. You'll see, the NBME won't give you information for anything. If they give you specific demographic information about a patient, let's say their occupation, or where do they live, or where do they come from, it means something. It may relate to let's say, occupational exposure, or a prevalent disease in certain populations, or endemic infections, or endemic diseases. So that's something that you should every time take into account. This won't be the problem if you are dealing with short questions. These 3 to 4 sentence items will have relevant information in order to answer the question. So it's really worth reading, and it won't take you too much time. Now, I'll share with you a 3-step method that I followed every time I deal with a question, regardless if it's hard or not. The first thing that you should do when you're dealing with any question is to resist. Why? Many times we feel almost sure or very confident of what the answer of a question will be when we are halfway through. Or other times we don't even have a clue of what the question is even asking us. In both situations, we feel the need of rushed straight to the answers and go to the next question. Don't do that. Stop, resist, and think about the question for some seconds. Once that you have resisted the impulse, you should follow the next step, which is analyze. In this step, you should be able to gather the key points and think about what information could match any of the answer choices, and what do you know that can explain what you are seeing in the question. And that will get us to the final step, which is rule out. Once that you have analyzed the question and you have a theory or an idea of what's the question asking, you can then look at the answer choices and try to think, why would they or would they not be the correct answer? This method, if you follow properly, will guarantee you that you have all these tough questions resolved in a very successful manner. In order to master this, you should implement this process into your preparation time. That way you can take as much time as you like in order to perfectionate it. The first times you will likely be stuck on a question for many minutes, and that's okay. There's no need to be ashamed. That's what preparation time is for. But as you repeat this process, you will be able to become more efficient, and it would take you less time. For a more detailed explanation, get in touch with valedictorian because they can provide you with any information you need.